That's right. Today I'm going to be reviewing a new scope I just received. It is the Nightforce SHV 4 to 14 by 50 f1. It's going to be a mil, tenth of a mil, and then a mil reticle. So far, just first impressions. Haven't shot it. Just mounted it on my 270 Socko. It's your typical Nightforce quality. I mean, it's very clicky turrets. I mean, you know, track well, even though I haven't had it out to box test it or anything. Illuminated red in it. I think for the money and what you're getting in the features, this scope is probably going to be hard to beat. It's, probably meant to compete with your Viper PST lines and some of the similar stuff like that. But for a Nightforce that you're going to pay $1,250 for, that's first focal plane, illuminated red, tactical turret, elevation turret, and for the magnification ring too. The glass, honestly, I've owned, this will be the fourth Nightforce I've owned. A lot of mine are the older, the NSX that were second focal plane. They were illuminated red. They didn't have the adjustable rheostat like this one. You actually had to take it apart, adjust it where you wanted it, to where this one's got your on and off switches. I don't know if you guys can see that, but your parallax adjustment there, and then your battery's back here behind the cap. I believe they claim 90 minutes of vertical adjustment on it, which is pretty good. I mean, it's probably going to get you out to do just about whatever. The reticle in this one, you've got from your center crosshair down, you've got 15 mils of elevation, so a lot you can hold. And then there's 5 mils up above that, so if you zero 5 mils above your center crosshair, you actually got 20. Or if you're doing some hold over, hold under stuff for competition and whatnot, it's a lot faster. One thing I like about it, capped windage turret. This is something that to me has been kind of lacking in the tactical-ish, long-range shooting, hunting. This being really a crossover scope because it can do so many things. You're looking at guys that can buy this, take it out, get into the precision rifle series class, and really not be at a disadvantage for anything. Because what I found is, after about 16 power, 18 power, the Mirage usually is so bad that, 20s and above, you're really not gaining anything other than you can zoom them up, check the Mirage, zoom them back down, and, make a shot. But that's really the only advantage I'd say if there is one. So most guys are probably going to find themselves running this on around 10 power anyways. I bought it more to go make this gun kind of more of a long-range shooting gun, deer hunting rifle, or if you're in Europe, your deer stalking gun. But I like it. The glass actually seems a little bit better, the coatings in it, than some of my older Nightforces. I will go out on a limb and say that. I think they've made an improvement. Anything on it that I don't like, actually, the only gripe, and this is nitpicking it, is the actual manual. I mean, they basically, in here telling you, like, hey, how to mount it, how to reset the turrets, and they claim it's got a zero reset feature, which is not an actual zero stop. If I had to say anything I'd like to see added in it, that would be it. And of course that drives cost up, so you're probably going to be knocking that $1,250 out then. And I would like to also see the numbers up here on top, because what I found when I got behind the gun, and I mean, a lot of times I just adjust it till it looks good to me, but I had to pick my head up over it to see if I wanted to know what magnification I was on. Just a small quirk. It's not the end of the world. But I really like that cap turret on your windage turret, because I'm never dialing for wind, because wind's constantly changing. Once I get it zeroed, and I'm just going to hold off in the reticle for whether I'm shooting steel or if it is an animal. Know your wind. And yeah, got me a new Nightforce t-shirt in the background too. Too bad you buy $1,000 plus scope, they don't throw you no swag in. But anyways, it all in all, I think it'll be a good scope. I'm gonna try to get it out soon, get it zeroed. Probably end up getting me another base. I'm not really, these Optolock rings, don't like them. They're very thin and they're kind of hokey trying to mount them up. They have a plastic insert in them. I'll probably end up just going with a single piece. I found a rail that locks in on the tapered dovetail here, like a 20-minute MOA, and then just run just a standard, Badger style ring, whether it's Nightforce, TPS, whatever. I think, but I think if guys are looking at it, there's not a lot out on the internet about this. I think there's a few videos, guys going out. I think Sniper's Hide does one on it, and they give it good rave reviews. But this is just basically just prior of an unboxing and just mounting it up, just getting a look through the glass on it, and just tell you kind of my thoughts about it, my first impressions. Uh, I didn't really expect anything else. I've never had any issues with any of my other Nightforces. They're pretty much bomber. I was actually looking to get Vortex Razor Gen 2, like a 3 to 18, and mount that on another gun. But because for whatever reason, Vortex is, I hate to say it, they make a good quality product, but they're kind of becoming the Kel-Tec of the optics companies. I mean, they'll push it media hard, a lot of coverage, and then they make 8 at one time, I guess, and you can't get them. So how are guys supposed to get your product? Go to ranges, go to PRS matches, and it be out there. I know they do it, but I just got tired of waiting, man. And honestly, I'm kind of glad I went this route, because for this gun, this scope is actually a little bit lighter weight. I had a Miopta 4-16 by 44 on it. Nothing wrong with the gun, or the scope, excuse me. Great optical clarity. Might even been a smidge better than this. Hard to say. You get it out in the early morning, late evenings, right at dusk, and that 5-10 minutes, really after the sun's just about gone down. But Nightforce, I've hunted with them before. And honestly, they impressed me. I didn't think they would do as good in the low light and early in the morning, basically before the sun comes up. So yeah, it's very adequate. I mean, there's guys in military circles using them. SEALs have been using them and everything else that I found out there. And it's comparable with just about anything else, I think, for the money. I have a Leopold Mark 6. It's a good scope. Take nothing away from it, but, the $2,000 plus, depending on your options and stuff. And, it's, from what I can tell, glass clarity, it's no better than this. Leopold's one of those optics companies, and I'm just telling it like I think it is. From my viewpoint, I think they've been overpriced for quite some time. I know everybody's got increased, but you got companies like Vortex that's bringing really scopes that even at $2,000, they're competing against scopes that are $3,000 and up, and they're not giving up anything, and they're passing that value and cost savings to you, and you're not losing anything. And I think Nightforce is smart enough to see this, that hey, not everybody can buy a $2,000 scope or whatever. And even in the SHV line, the $800,000, $900,000, $1,200 mark, there is that's steep for a working man for sure. And but you buy once, you cry once. And I will say this, that if it was me, I wouldn't have any qualms about buying it again. From what I can see so far, and to me, this scope is something that a lot of guys like, even hunting, because the crosshair is so small in the first focal plane on the lower ends. Some guys may not like that. What I like about it is, if a deer comes out there and he's 400 yards, okay, you shoot, we would never miss. And the deer takes off running. Well, he stops. Okay, I seen my bullet impact. I went, 0.2 mils over the top of him. Well, first focal plane or second focal plane, if you're not at max power or where that scope is calibrated at 10 or 12 power, wherever, then a mil may not be a mil. Meal on this should, if everything is manufactured and scaled right, it should be a meal at full power as a meal would be at 14 power. It should not matter, and that's what I like about it. It's quick, it's fast. You don't have to dial because you may not have time to dial, you know. And if you're a military guy out there, putting foot to it for a country, you know, you got people squirting across, roads and stuff shooting at you. You don't have time to be dialing. You just holding the reticle. So there's a lot of advantages of it, and I still use second focal plane. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If I'm gonna be hunting in the woods, shooting 50 yards, 100 yards, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with it. But by the same token, if I find myself in the woods with this setup, I'm not gonna be scared to use it either. And but I really think if you're looking at it, I wanted to try to get this video out because I thought, there may be a lot of guys out there that like, hey man, put their hands on. I'm that way. I want to put my hands on something before I buy it. Unfortunately, I didn't do that with this. It's so new. And being a prior owner of Nightforce products, I knew the level of quality and the quality control that's involved with them. So I just, took the chance on it too. And, you know, I think all well that it's I think I made a good choice, and if this is something you're looking for, getting into doing some varmint shooting, some long range hunting, or just gong banging even, I think you would be very well satisfied and pleased with it. But anyway, guys, thanks, and we'll holler at you.